Welcome to the Harvesting Wisdom podcast. Together we explore the vast landscapes of life, delving into the rich soil of experiences, sowing the seeds of curiosity, and harvesting the profound wisdom that each episode unfolds. Hello, and welcome to another podcast of Harvesting Wisdom. We are looking at a site in Lahaina, Maui, Hawaii. And this was the site of a massive fire about 2 years ago. We can see that the devastation is ongoing. Behind me is the coast, and that entire front street, which is about a mile long, used to have shops, are no longer here. Today's podcast, I'll be talking with Ryan. Ryan was one of the many art galleries, and he has an amazing glass blowing operation. And he is the only shop that I'm aware of right now, that art shop that has reopened. As you can see, there are no tourists here right now. No hotels, no restaurants, nothing. This is and with it, all the workers and all the people who lived here are also gone. And this is a kind of a long term to remediate this. Appears to be another maybe 5 to 10 years. We'll find out when we talk with some representatives from Lahaina Strong. So appreciate everyone being here today. We're driving a couple of blocks off of State Street. See how far back this devastation took place. It's a churchyard. Looks like some temporary offices set up for construction. There's the church that still appears to be standing, operating. What was left, we see the hillside behind there to the left of me here. More churches, just abandoned. It's just odd that like in fires, sometimes fire will leapfrog and some people's homes will stay in place and others will get completely taken down to the ground. Few people still living in here, where they were evidently they did not get taken down. I believe that hotel from the far distance is one I stayed at years ago. We'll take a quick look. Yep, I've stayed in that hotel many years ago. Over there. And we're at the end of the strip. You see some housing being put together. There's that hotel. Pretty much pure devastation all the way from this street to the beach on Pailani. Pailani. Schools, I'm sure the population was devastated. Don't know if the schools have reopened. Aquatic center, a lot of cultural centers for people also devastated. You can see this vegetation and how easy this could all burn. I think the future plan is to remove a lot of this vegetation. A lot of non-native vegetation that just added fuel to the fire. And in different areas, we're seeing houses being put in or rebuilt. Sign of resilience of the community. Maui County Resource. Might head back over there. Again, once a vibrant community, completely decimated, but the community's coming together to rebuild it, and this time rebuild it safer than it was before, and hopefully prevent something like this from happening again. We're in Lahaina, an example of empty lots. Oops. I'm going to drive down. This was a gas station. These were different dwellings and buildings. We're heading toward Front Street. This was, last time I was here, extremely gorgeous, high-dollar commercial area. Also people living here, restaurants, art galleries, and as we can see, it was completely burned. They've done a good job now of cleaning things up, but it doesn't appear that there's been a lot of reconstruction yet, but we'll see. It's a little bit right there. I'm gonna park right in this old parking lot for some building, and we're gonna walk up and down State Street, which should be quite shocking. So State Street is about a mile long, and we're gonna film it. Shocking. I remember being here, I think the last time I was here is maybe 25 years ago, but it was gorgeous. It's kind of the central, I think, hub of Maui, and maybe the first real tourist destination. The hotels were smaller, but here we are. This was a patio of some sort for some development. We're going to walk down to the coast. Wow, the entire harbor is gone. From what I understand, this has to be completely replanned. 200 feet off water, I think, is where they'll start anything now. And looks like they're building a bit of a break wall right here. And everything gets built up from there. As we see in that direction, there's nothing. We got construction workings, the beautiful mountains behind us. But from what I understand, the pathway of the. How are you? Oh, a cat. Okay. All right. So, from what I understand, the path of the fire came from the south and swept right through here. I guess there was 3 separate fires that lasted almost 3 weeks, is what I was told. But we'll be podcasting here a little bit later with one of the shops that has reopened. Welcome to another podcast of Harvest and Wisdom. I'm your host, Mike McMahon. With me is Ryan
Staub.
Moana
Glass.
Moana Glass.
Yep.
Lahaina, Maui. We're here today, 2 years after a big fire. But Ryan, tell me, because your stuff, I've collected glass from around the world. And I've seen, I think you had worked kind of with that Chihuly machine at some point in Seattle.
I did work for Chihuly as one of my first glass jobs.
You were in Italy.
I'm from Seattle originally, and so there was a lot of opportunity for me to get into glass art, and I did when I was 19. And
wow.
Yeah.
So it's been a long
28 years.
Bit of experience, and then everything's rolling along good.
I mean, it could be better, could be worse.
No, I mean, back in 2 years ago.
Oh,
things were rolling along good, and then one day
things are great.
It was not a good day.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
well, I mean, it's been a roller coaster since I came out here. I got, we got shut down for 7 months during COVID, and then there was a fire in the building that I was in, and it spread into my space and burnt me down in April of 21. Yep. And was shut down. And that was 4 months after reopening from COVID, 4 months after 7-month COVID shutdown. Right. And then was forced to move out to Kahului for a year and a half, almost 2 years. Got this place, spent a year and a half refitting this building from the car wash that it was to the glass studio it is now. And was only able to run in here and literally put all my eggs in one basket. Was only able to run in here for 5 months before the fire, after having worked on the building for a year and a half and a couple more months trying to get it on Front Street. Yeah. Front Street. Yeah. I had a gallery on Front Street that burnt down completely. Lost over $2 million in artwork there. It's been quite a roller coaster.
And we
were shut down.
Is you have to move forward. There's no other choice.
Yeah, there's no other option. Yeah.
And you've had employees that had to be displaced. You've had everything. I'm sure insurance issues.
Lots.
Everybody has. Half the time we forget
what
we need to make sure is insured as well. But I'm not sure where all of that went. But then we see a complete disaster plan. Has there been any help for business or even community, so far?
Has there? Are you asking me if there's been governmental help for business?
Federal or state level?
Not that I'm aware of. No, I haven't received any governmental help for business. No, and I've had both of my business insurance companies behave in bad faith and deny legitimate claims and act like insurance companies.
That's not a new thing.
No.
So now you're seeing 2 years later, this shop is amazing. You're taking valuable time out of your day just to sit with me, and I know you've had 1 million customers coming in, so it's encouraging for me to see this. Other than right around us, where there's a Safeway and a Burger King and a handful of stores, everything looks completely decimated. And I think the world is like, hey, wait a second, I can't go to Lahaina now. It's a big island. You can go to a lot of places. Yeah. So you're getting tourists from other parts of the island to come and see. And one advantage you have over maybe a startup is that you're known worldwide. And your artwork, I'm sure there's people buying that know what you're doing, and there's people coming to visit you.
Yeah.
this is not necessarily what the average startup or other business had in place. Are you part of any of these community groups itself, or you just try to?
No, I'm not part of the community groups. No, I'm
in your own lane.
I'm focused on my business and my employees and myself. Trying to stay sane throughout all of this and trying to.
Optimistic?
I go back and forth. It's a roller coaster. I don't. I'm definitely never going to be the same person again as I was before the fire. And sometimes we have great months and I feel good about it, and sometimes we have terrible months and I feel bad about it. And it's not predictable like it was. It's not predictable like it was before. It used to be very predictable, and now it's completely hit or miss. You just happen to be here on a very busy day. Some days we have 3 people walk through the door. Yep. And every day you never know what's going to happen every single day. So.
And you're busy trying to do your thing, but do you have any idea how long it would take to actually get people to be staying here or to live here? And what would if I asked you your gut feeling, 10 years out?
Probably. Okay. I mean, yeah, I would say that the rebuild of the commercial center, from what I know about it, is probably going to take a good 10 years, and that's the main draw for people to come here.
So I'll get from you some info. I've got a few pieces from you, and I got a house coming up, and I'm planning on getting some bigger pieces, but I've got Adam's info.
Great.
And I'll get anything you guys want to show. Did you do donation pages or GoFundMe, or you just
I did a GoFundMe for a little while afterwards, but I was really in no place mentally to try to work it. Yeah, so I very much appreciate the people that helped, the people that we were able to get it out to. I can't be grateful enough. I can't express my gratitude enough for the people that did help during the GoFundMe thing, but.
Wonderful inventory now.
Thank you.
So
Thank
now the idea would be to let people know it's here.
Yeah.
And that they're serving a double purpose. They're helping a business that has employees. They're helping keeping, an art form alive. And, there's not a lot of people who do what you do.
No.
In the world, let alone in our country. And it's kind of an important thing to say. But on top of it, doing that also ultimately helps community.
It is.
In this community. So
yeah, it does.
I know you have another meeting to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you this stuff, and then you let me know if there's anything you want to add to it. And I can always get on a Zoom with you as well. But we'll probably get 2 podcasts, one with what you're doing, and this thing never ends.
Mm-hmm.
I should have turned the ring off. But the other thing is we've got the one with the community organization and the government finding out what actually is taking place. So I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. And for any of you out there that wants to help or wants to see this amazing work, we'll have the website on here, and they're real easy to work with. And I think if I have time, I want to come and actually play with the blowing of glass.
You should do it. You should definitely do a glass lesson.
Great time.
Yeah.
And then if you guys like the episode and what we're trying to do, please subscribe. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining me on this podcast showing you the disaster. I'd say we'd have to call it a natural disaster. The hurricane offshore, the low pressure system offshore, but then inland, a high pressure system created kind of the perfect storm. Dry winds of up to 150 miles an hour. At some point there was a spark. I don't know if that was man-made or just something malfunctioning, but it didn't take a lot for that to turn into a blowtorch, and it came right down this area. So quite a shame for all of us who've been to Maui and stayed in Lahaina to see this kind of devastation. Thank you for joining me on this today. And if you um, like the work we are doing and the people here in Lahaina, there's donation pages you can go to, but also remember to please subscribe to Harvesting Wisdom podcast. And again, I'm your host, Mike McMahon, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining the Harvesting Wisdom podcast. Click subscribe and like for ongoing insightful conversations. Explore our webpage for show notes and additional resources. Visit our guests' webpage for deeper insights. Your engagement is the foundation of our journey, and until next time, keep pursuing wisdom.